Boop, boop, boop. Hello, welcome to another episode of I Do a Reading. I haven't done a review in a while because I've been catching up on a bunch of stuff, so I haven't been able to do like a big review. But I'm doing readings, and I'm sorry for that. I haven't been able to uh, do actually any videos in a while because if you've seen the last two videos. My little sister had to butt in. She likes to shove her face right in the middle of the camera and talk and talk and talk and talk and be annoying. And I have somewhat of a short-term attention span, so it's like eh 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 eh. So it's like okay, let's do this. Okay, I was originally gonna do like a Call of Duty reading because I've been playing Living Daylights out of Nazi zombies because I like Nazi zombies. I love Nazi zombies. I love me shooting some zombies. But after the death of Bobby the Brain Heenan, because I'm a big time wrestling fan, I never got into Bobby Heenan. But when I was growing up, my mom kept telling me all this really amazing stuff. So, oh, Bobby Heenan was amazing. He was like the best thing ever. So it's like, okay. And then I saw the tribute. It's like, okay, I gotta do like a wrestling fic. So the fic I am reading is Parrots and Skis by Fallen Archangel, and the synopsis is in which a very sweet gesture to get some security around her house turns into Paul basically planning out porno. Okay. Noisy and overfilled. The restaurant wasn't necessarily where Paul wanted to be. He could feel the eyes of one kid in particular who looked about 8, but every time he turned to look at the kid, the boy would quickly look away. The first time was Paul's fault, as he attempted to freak the little boy out by mean mugging him. Oh, that's a mean thing to do. But now he felt a bit bad and wanted to grin at the boy, but he couldn't catch his eye again. Maybe he'd eventually come up and speak to him, so Paul could sign something from him. He hoped so. Are you listening? Mm-hmm. Oops. He hummed, though he wasn't even looking really at his girlfriend, much less pay attention to whatever she was going on about. Every word. Okay, well, are you still interested then? Glancing up from his plate finally, Paul only stared before asking slowly, in you, or excuse me, you weren't listening. I was listening, shrugging a bit, he said, or at least I am now. He could see she was peeved at him, but with Steph, Paul had learned slowly that this meant little. She was easy to piss off, but much harder to keep that way. With him, anyway. She could be pretty bitchy to others, if not downright cruel. Should she find his favor with them, and there was typically little that they could do to fix this. But him, he could smart off to her father, the world. Talk shit to her father, the world. Be an ass to her father, the world, and she still think that he was the most charming asshole of all time. Step thought it was all for show when he was acting like a jerk to a certain extent. It was no denying, and he tried to always make it worth her while to excuse his actions anyhow, treating her to most anything she wanted, usually just his attention, and letting her hang around with him as much as possible. They were both busy with work shit a lot, but in their downtime there was nothing Steph liked more than when he invited her out somewhere. Steph thought it was special when he wanted her around if he was with his friends, but he kind of liked showing off to the rare guys that weren't associated with the business. Everyone up at work saw him as more as an opportunist, sleeping with Steph. Well, in the normal world, he figured most people would think that they make a pretty good couple together. Or hot one at least, as that was all anyone would really see, and he really wanted people to see how hot Stephanie was. Show her off, stupid shit like that. Not that they weren't also good, though, as they were. In other ways, it wasn't any other people would be privy to, but he and Steph frequently stayed up late at night just talking, whether it was in bed together or by racking up huge phone bills. Paul liked Steph a lot. He just didn't want to listen to her ramble about nothing that day over lunch. Rolling her eyes, Stephanie said, I asked if you were still coming with me to Connecticut, or am I dropping you off on your way through New Hampshire? Oh, see, boring. Going back to his food, he said, oh yeah, I'm going with you. Why wouldn't I be? We just made the plans like 2 weeks ago, and you hadn't mentioned them because they were still on, as far as I was concerned. Ain't got nothing to do with these next few days except go plow you in your own bed. I'm so glad you put it that way. Thanks. Me too. He didn't get an eye roll that time, and it was kind of disappointing. It was about then, though, that he felt that kid's eyes on him again, and glancing over where the boy was with his family, tried to grin at the kid, but again he quickly looked away. Would you stop making faces at people? I'm not, he told Steph, though he didn't make one at her then. The kid keeps looking at me. All I ever see is you looking at him, which is weird, so knock it off. I look at him because he looks at me. Maybe he thinks the same thing. But he wants an autograph. They're the best women's champ ever. Maybe. Bullshit! Pretty sure all anyone ever remembers from your title run is that you need your big, strong husband to keep it safe for you. Maybe he's just staring at you because you're so huge. Muscular. Huge muscles. A fine compromise. I don't know if you know this, babe. Talking to you it'll probably be something stupid, so no, I won't. But I'm the most recognized wrestler that ever graced your stupid little company. Dwayne Johnson. No said. Not even close. Kids love me because you're a disrespectful douche like they are. I'm the voice of a generation. Half of them, anyway. Reaching over to tug his place closer to her so that she could take what she wanted off it. He was distracted with that kid anyway. Stephanie asked, so what do you want to do in Connecticut? Easy. Plow you. Stop saying that. You asked. Will you come with me to eat dinner with my parents? I bet Daddy would figure in some time if I asked. Why do you chicks do that, he asked. Brownie went after family once more to catch the kid's eye. He found that Steph had snagged his plate. Pulling it over to himself once more, Paul said, it's weird. What's weird? That you call Vince that sometimes. What? Daddy? Shaking his head, he said, you don't call Linda your mommy, would you? I personally don't, no. Right, but you call your father by the equivalent of it. Only chicks do that. No guy even says that word. Then he paused. Well, not that connotation anyway. Connotation? What? I used it correctly. Prove I didn't. Excuse me. No thanks. What do you call your mother then? Steph prompted. Huh? Do you call her mama? Guys do that. I don't, he said, jerking a thumb towards his chest. I call my parents mother, father, like a good, decent, well-rounded individual. You do not. Prove I don't. Shut up. But she was giggling, and Paul responded to focus a bit more on her, as her lunch was nearly finished for the majority of it. When they left, though, that family was still eating over there, and that boy had been staring at Paul for the majority of it. So he felt like it was the least he could do to have Steph find a Sharpie in her purse. The woman had everything. And signed a napkin for him, which was super lame unless you were about 10, which the boy was, and then it was pretty neat. Steph and Paul were doing what was becoming their usual routine when the show was on the East Coast and too close to home to consider flying back. It was everywhere short of the West Coast was too close for Paul. And driving through New Hampshire, where she usually dropped him off, if not hang around a bit before continuing on back to her home, and the opposite should they be heading north rather than back south. Not to say that they didn't travel separately at times and weren't better for it when they did. Paul kind of liked it, hanging around one another so often. Steph smothered him at times with her obsession, but he found when she wasn't around so much, all he could think about was what she was doing and when he could be around her again. Maybe he's a bit obsessive too, but when it came to the woman, but his was just as sated when they were around each other while she couldn't shut hers off. Or worse, what if he wasn't around? Hers completely went away. Not like he had much time to consider all this, driving those few hours in the car with Steph. The woman could talk, but nothing to. Literally nothing at times. As she would contemplate aloud with him how weird it was that they seemed to be all out of topics. Paul, more or less an expert at relationships, he had enough of them at least, was very good at pretending to listen and mostly not. Considering his current girlfriend seemed to need minimal input from him anyhow. This worked out pretty dang well. So, what night did you want to have dinner with Mom and Dad? Dad? Shut up. Oh, gross. Are you going to call him Daddy again, Steph? Sickening. What day, Paul? Don't care. She was pretty insistent on driving that day. So he was the one that got to control the music. It was a rule. And was busy flipping through some of the CDs she had in the car for 1,000 times that day. Since you're making me go, I am not. You didn't respond when I asked if you wanted to. Did so. No. You started making fun of me. Right. About what you call your father. Yeah, that's not an answer. Fat lie, enough of an answer was not. The question was if I wanted to eat with your parents, right? And then I ridiculed you about said parents. Answer. Paul, I said I don't care what day. He grinned over at her. I even promised to be on some semi-decent behavior. You better be on your best. That is my best. And your shirt is gonna have buttons. Yeah, sure, it is. Maybe I don't have one in my stuff. But maybe we're gonna go shopping. And maybe I'm not letting you waste my money in stupid things. And maybe you forgot it's typically the reverse with us. I paid for lunch, thank you. Yeah, well, no, we listened to that CD at least 3 times in the past. I get the drive, he shook his head. I get to play the music. Again, it was a rule. Steph's home was nice. Her neighborhood was nice. Steph was nice. Still, Paul always felt a bit off over at her place. But like he didn't belong. It wasn't even really the pristine condition she liked to keep the place. It was pretty damn neat too, if not more so in other ways than her. Suddenly, the woman could never remember to put the cap back on. On the damn toothpaste. Probably it was more than it had to been since she had a girlfriend that didn't live with him, and the idea of not being able to just crash at his own home at all times was bothersome. Adjusting, that's what he was doing. He and Steph were truly together then, and it was something different. It's completely different than it had been with his previous relationship. Or relationships, really. The freshness was wearing off, and it was time for them both to decide what was normal going to be for them. The thrill of the chase and mystic of sneaking around were long gone. The outrage by many over the relationship was fading, while Steph's family was starting to come to terms with the fact that no, he wasn't using Steph, and no, she wasn't doing this all to get under her father's skin. They were becoming a regular couple, with unreasonable schedules that either left them too distant or far too close most of the time. It was time for them to figure out what their real relationship was going to be and if they actually wanted to be in it. Paul was nearly certain he did, and if the fact was Steph was practically forcing him into a dinner with her parents, but not really, it was any indication to her feelings, he said that she was as well. I'm gonna get you the dog, baby. What? A what? A dog, he called a bit louder then, as Steph was in the same room as him. He headed off to her bedroom, their bags in his arms, almost immediately while she went somewhere. I'm getting you a dog. No. How come? You ain't a dog person? I don't put my dick in people that aren't dog people. It's a little too late for that, and a very weird thing to say, he could hear her then getting closer, and glanced over her shoulder as she joined him in the bedroom. Besides, I like dogs a lot. Great! I can keep putting my dick in. No, but I don't want one right now. No, she even crinkled her nose at him. That man. The man, after just dropping their bags on the ground, had gone to sit down on the end of the bed and was still there, just staring at her. I'm never here. You gotta let him travel with you. World-class dog. Don't you break time for shoving your dog in kennels when you go on vacation or whatever. You're kind of on vacation when you're working. I mean, that didn't work. He just packed a lot of insult in there at once, and Steph was a bit lost as to what she should be most offended by. So she only made a face at his smirking one before deciding, so I'm a rich type, huh? Then what are you? He was a bit disappointed, as he had far more fun continuing to tease her on the work issue. But it was his own fault, putting so much out there all at once. I might have money now, babe. Might. But I struggle for mine. I wasn't born into it. I wasn't born. If your parents are making bank before your 10th birthday, he intervened. You're born into it. It's a whole decade. Just long enough to build an empire. For you to benefit from it. You're really on my nerves. Watching as she bent over her bag, pulling things out, he only said, I'm gonna get you a big dog. No. Yes, a big dog. Protect my woman. I'm not your woman. You're my woman. No, I'm your man, ain't I? Ignoring that, she asked, what do you think I need a watchdog anyway? Big house like this, tiny woman like you. You gotta have something here, looking out for you, and I offer my service. Please don't. But I'm a rather busy guy, you gotta understand. With a big nose. Maybe I'll get you a really weird-looking parrot that'll fly around the halls and scare off intruders. How does your mind even work? Beautifully with that. Okay. I'm making better time than last time. I think you've been in the company too long that you even came up with that. Nefarious. It's a great idea, Steph. It'll scare anyone nefarious away. Nefarious? It will. Or scare the hell out of me, mostly, considering I have no nefarious intruders. Only a very annoying boyfriend. One of those little hidden spy cams up. He went with a nod. Why don't you get scared out of your mind by the bird? That'd be great, too. How could it be hidden if you just told me about it? Babe, they make these cameras so small now. I could have one right here, spying on you. You wouldn't even know. Better not. Gotta make sure other men ain't coming and crawling my bed here, he said, patting the mattress he was sitting on at the moment. And honestly, he only slept in about, what was it, 6 times, maybe? And watch you shower, because, hey, you know, just how many cameras am I supposed to believe you have in here? And when did you get the time for this huge setup, much less when you are even around to collect the tapes from the cameras? Technology's crazy these days, Steph. Don't think much about it. Trying not to. Crazy. And hey, it's not your bed, you know. It's the bed at my place. He raised once more. Not your bed. Hey, what are you doing? Going through my bag for? Looking to see if you got any tapes at the camera yet. Stephanie, getting your stupid, dirty laundry, Paul, she remarked while making disgusted face when she pulled out a pair of boxers out and tossed out the powder purple clothes when she already made. What are you hiding in here anyway? Obviously the tapes. Obviously. Nothing though, he told her with a bit of frown before falling back into the bed. His feet were still planted on the floor while he blinked up at this. There's an arrow right there. It should be at the ceiling. Wish I did. We could have a big blow-up fight, then I could leave and I have to go to dinner with you. I haven't even made plans yet, Paul, she said with an uptight voice that told him that had to be the last joke on the subject for the hour, or half of it at least. So if you're gonna bitch about, I'm kidding, jeez. Calm down. Shut up, Paul. My clothes better not smell like a chick when you're done with them, he remarked, washing them with all your frilly smelling shit. Said I was washing them, and when Steph stood, it was only with her clothes. I was just getting your nasty, sweaty clothes out of your bag for you. You can find the washer and dryer. Shit. You've gone too far. But you really didn't want to get up and go smooth things over. So we did. For a good 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Then he realized they were in Steph's house, where she would, where she should, where should she kill him, her father would no doubt have the best people to cover it up in the country. So he shoved up together his clothes in his arms and go find his girlfriend. Dan, you actually separate all your clothes from one another? Are you dense? Everyone does. I'm offended, you big bully. He made a face as he stood there, his clothes in his arms, staring at where Steph was busy, very busy sorting through her clothes. Dense? Rude? Doesn't make you any less dense, babe. God, I keep burping. Maybe it's the Gatorade I drink. Anyway, babe, where do you get me? Why do you make this up my clothes? Breathe the sort through, whatever. He came to try and set them on the little table she had in her equally as tiny laundry room, where apparently she did the sort of thing often. Silly Steph. White colors were the only sorting he did. And even then, only if the colors weren't old and faded and unlikely to bleed. All this extra work was just annoying. Steph had patience. He'd give her that. Not near myself, Steffi. No, wash your own clothes. That's just a damn waste of water, you know. The earth will live. People like you that cause droughts. She wanted to be annoyed with him. She really did. He could tell. But at the same time, she was unable to keep the giggles from escaping as she continued to shake her head down at the table before. Destruction of a world and ignorance of said destruction is not allowed to matter, Steph. He dropped his clothes on the table with little care as to where they landed. He was the guest. She should want to care for him. Boo! That got her giggles to stop, even though when she turned to glare at him, he simply said, "It's seriously not." Such an ass. You know, this ass will be going around collecting his security tapes. So you don't mind. You better be deciding what you want for dinner. Oh, baby, I know what I'm eating. Don't be gross. What? Paul didn't even look back as he left the room. I want a sandwich. Cute. Even have things here to eat, not sandwich things you're probably gonna, or anything you'll probably want to eat. It's really rude, Steph, he scolded as they were talking loudly then, to be able to hear one another as she stayed behind in the laundry room, to invite people over and not have anything for them to munch on, especially a man. Boo. Sorry about that, I don't have men over that often. Ooh, I know, the tapes. I know what we can do, she began in that tone that he hated so much because it almost always led to him doing things he hated. We can go to the store together, be real cute. How is that cute? It's couple-ish. The store, like the grocery store, was buying apples and toilet paper, a couple things. The specific things you were wearing that you were wanting? Well, if you don't have any, it's a couple thing, Paul, because we're doing it as a couple. She was talking louder than, as she no doubt knew he was purposely attempting to get further and further away from her. We're leaving in 10. Damn it, his big mouth. The store wasn't so bad, though. He got to drive down there as Steph ticked off on her fingers all the things that she thought that they needed. But you could totally get anything you want, she offered, to which he only rolled his eyes. He was paying for the damn excursion, he was sure, so of course he could. The few times he stayed with Steph, she seemed to like to play housewife a bit and try to make him their meals, which definitely sucked every damn time. The woman could scrabble an egg, but that was about it. And he wasn't even that big a fan of eggs. It's a goddamn thing to rich, you know. He told her once as the pair stared down at her burnt casserole, her forlornly, forn, God, and him with a shake of his head. What Chuck Benny Mill with some poor homemaking skills. Not that 60s, Shibby, not the 60s. Not that 60s. It's not the 60s, she muttered back, sounding far more disappointed in herself than he was feeling towards her, which was not at all, actually. Cooking was hard. It's true. A woman could do more than cook and keep house. Women can get real jobs now. We don't even need men anymore. Yeah, he sighed as he went to go flip the takeout menu she had. So women who can't get men say. The specific evening, though, as they went around the local supermarket, her beaming over the idea of them doing something so normal together, him debating whether or not he should dish her on that very moment. Paul convinced Steph to make something simple. Who can't make spaghetti, right? He asked. You cook some meat, heat up some sauce, boil some noodles, bam! I have trouble making spaghetti. Darn noodles always get undercooked. Why? Not real cooking though. I didn't pick a chef, Steph, he remarked with another. I picked a McMahon. So she could hire as a chef. You're so full of it. I'll be full of spaghetti tonight. Is that what I'll be full of? Sigh. I'll have to make a split up and you go off and buy your things while I should shop. Don't threaten me with things I hope for, Steph. Only backfire on you. You know, you can just play along and be cute with me. I'm being super cute. Do you not see me pretending to actually care enough to argue with you? Excuse me. I could just leave you here, all alone. In fact, you're annoying. And you're grinning. Shut up and bag some of these apples since you wanted them desperately. Poe wished that he had tried them be more, as she put it, cute before at the grocery store, because then at least there was a chance that she would have filled up on a couple shit. Instead, I think you should say couples instead of couple. Instead, when they got home, he found out that she wanted his help in making dinner. But you're eating it too, aren't you? And there's a missing word right there. Aren't you? there's just no you. Okay. Only if you don't burn it, then you need to face the fact. Maybe I should just make the whole thing. Shut up. Spaghetti making was a lot of waiting than it was cooking. Waiting for the meat to brown, then the noodles to become soft in the water. Which is true. Then you had to wait for the sauce to boil, and after it was all mixed up together, for it to cook through. Which is fine, back when he planned for her to be the only one worried about it. Somehow, though, he lost out on getting out to go pursue the television package Steph had. And maybe some horrible crass jokes about buying adult movies because, hey, hey Steph, I'm gonna get browsers. You gonna get what? Nothing. And instead, there he was, in the kitchen, with his girlfriend. If I knew all McMahon houses didn't come fully staffed, I never agreed to come. Gonna hurt my feelings eventually. Good. Don't tell me to shut up again. He got us away from where he was scrambling up the hamburger meat and over to where he sent her the chopped onion. Neither knew really if onions belonged to Gary and felt far too stupid, calling on their mothers to find out. Better safe than sorry. Shut up, Paul. That's all your parents gonna learn to say. Shut up, Paul. Be annoying. Don't parrots poop everywhere? I'm not dealing with that. That big, huge sulking dog I was buying with shit everywhere too. I never agreed to you buying that. I have to protect you stuff from burglars. Okay, I'm starting to think that you're the one planning on robbing me. Paul couldn't help it. He snickered. Yeah, well, security tapes or something missing the night of the robbery. I'm gonna put a bunch up of my own security tapes in your house and see how you like it. I'll like it a bunch, actually. You should see what I do around home when I'm alone. Alone is the A is separated from alone, so it's like weird. It's quite riveting. Let me guess. You walk around naked, stare at yourself in the mirror. I think you're just horny stuff. I have a dirty mind, shook his head at her. Try again. Me? I have one? You do, save for tonight though. I'm very busy cooking, as you can see. Or whatever. How long does it take to chop an onion? My eyes are watering. Suck it up, you big baby. He was sure he got a tongue stuck on him. Paul didn't look. When Steph came over to scrape the onion bits into his meat though, she did say, I bet you want to go around the house when you're alone, pretending to play guitar to your music. Babe, if I wanted to do that, I wouldn't wait until I was alone. I do it now. Time to play the game. And how you play it? Oh, pocket drum. Paul, what are you doing? Nothing. Are you playing air guitar? Maybe. Nope. I'm using my sledgehammer to break stuff. Barry. I got a show. Oh, whatever. I would. One of his hands was holding a spatula, and he mixed the onion into the ground beef. But with the other, Paul patted himself in the chest while staring at his girlfriend. Babe, everything I do is 100% authentic. There is no trickery, nothing fake, not one bit. Uh-huh. Dinner wasn't horrible. It would have been hard to make it that way. Honestly, they brought salad stuff as well, however, and Paul's plate considered more of that than the pasta. But this was fine that with stuff as she knew there was nothing burnt in there for nothing to cry about. Not that he ever grunted her, literally ever. About food anyway. So is it like a joint thing? Is what a joint thing? This bird. About to flip me off. I think we can end things here, he tisk. You're too immature for me. Hey, you freaking make dick jokes for a job. Dick jokes are mature. The ones I make, at least. High level thinking. That wasn't even... I was talking about, she continued. I was talking about the parrot. Oh, that thing? Yeah, no, I'm not really big on, paying for things. Seems like a new thing. So you're just gonna buy me a living creature and dump it on you. That was the plan. Steph considered this, stabbing at some of her salad before saying, I hope you know I'll consider it our baby then. He would take a sip of his water, but then choked out her words. What? I'll even name him after you. You're not calling this parrot our baby. You're not gonna buy me a parrot. Dang, burps. I have to, he grumbled as he got up to grab a paper towel from where they sat on the kitchen toast. Still doing the Paul voice. He more than spit his water all over himself, much to the amusement of his girlfriend. Want to see you running around in the dark from a parrot? Money-making gold right there. What does that mean? Tossing the paper towel in the trash, Paul went to take his seat once more. Putting my dick in McMahon. I don't like phrases. I didn't like that phrase the first time, so I don't know why you're using it again. Has brought something out of me. Inspired me. He looked smugly across the table at her while his girlfriend glared. Gonna quit my job, babe. Open the ring. This is gonna require my full attention. What is? This parrot thing. How us having a baby? This parrot will not be a money-making venture. Also, the recording's the reason with a nod. Money. Not money. Who would want to watch you around afraid of a parrot? Which, once it becomes my baby, it won't. I'll love and not be afraid of. That's where your daddy comes in, baby. Oh, gross. Yuck. Dropped her fork with a gag. Yeah, you're right. That word's horrible. Please don't ever say it again. Getting the fucking McMahon is giving me the most important insight that's come to the entertainment industry. Wrong words, Paul. Wrong words. There's so much wrong with everything you said in the past 5 minutes. Well, fake them, babe, Paul winked. Well, some of them. Fake what? God! dense. Hey, the video stuff will fake your reaction, stage them, script them, whatever. He noisily swept a noodle up just to annoy her even more. After he added, I'll get you and a bunch of your hot friends, right, to pretend to live in the house, and the videos will always happen late at night. And you'll be all sorts of stage undress and whatever, and the bird will show up in the darkness of the hallways, and I'll scare the shit out of you guys. Who would watch that, Paul? How girls shower shitless in their lingerie? Everyone! He stared her straight in the eyes. Everyone would watch that. Why, Stephanie asked slowly, do I feel this idea is just some bizarre porno that you mentioned once? Forgot about nothing's your own idea. Porn, he scoffed. Baby, what do I look like? I don't watch porno. Maybe you should. No. Should be maybe. Maybe you should, she just with a shake of her head. So I don't have to hear about these repressed fantasies of yours. Money-making ventures. Unpractical events over here. Alright. Okay. I'm going faster. Gross. There will be no sexy, informed her, between you and Vince? In the video! Gross! Me? I'm the gross one? Extremely. You're the one that wants to video me and these imaginary hot friends you think I have would be willing to do this. Ha! I knew you had no friends other than me. That's not what I said. I said the ones that would do this already met. Loser! Loser! Friendless loser! Just for this, you're losing custody of our baby parrot. I'm a rubber man, baby. He tapped his chest. Can't get nothing pregnant. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so you're like Hank Hill and has in there. Oh wait, you have kids. Okay, considering I know that's not true, it is sometimes. I think I can count on both hands the times you were like literally in the very beginning of a relationship. Well, you are a filthy whore. You know, anyway, now that I think about it, he remarked, fuck the parrot. Well, I hope you do use rubbers then. I'll just run around with the camera, scaring a scantily clad women in the dark. Steph was trying to say something then, but she was laughing too hard as Paul only sat there shaking his head at her, as if disappointed with her inability to keep in character. What's so funny, Steph? You're so, she laughed harder. I can't. I really can't. I'm building us an empire and you're laughing at me? Figures. I swear this whole bit you're doing, it's not a bit. It's a work in progress. Gonna end with you sleeping with all these women. If not, like some gory torture thing. You have totally mistook me, Paul Tisk. I'm offended. Excuse me. By which part? Which part? Both, Steph. Me sleeping with talent. How is it talent to run around half naked, afraid of a man? Do we even work at the same job, or clearly have different interpretations of business? Clearly, maybe you should put your dick in middle man's. Well, if you're offering, where do you even get parrots? Don't play coy now. Bend over, let me get some more inspiration. Gross. Me? I'm not doing this again. He allowed himself to grin truly then. Paul did, as he sat up a bit straighter and said, Spaghetti's good, princess. Mm-hmm. The best even. Sure. If it makes you feel better, he offered with a bit of a shrug. You could just be the only one of the talent I fuck. If I won't be fucking anything kinky, if I don't get my baby parrot. He couldn't help it. That time he laughed. Getting up to go grab some more spaghetti. From over his shoulder, the man said, well, you're not getting one, so if you really love me. Who said I ever loved you? And he made it in a snarky, jokey way. The same way that their whole conversation had been snarky and jokey. For some reason, when he took note of Steph not responding and glanced back at her, he found that their joking mood had all been zapped. Or at least it appeared that way, given the face that she was making. Now, silence was awkward and paused. I was just joking. Only got a bit of a shrug out of Steph, and there it was. That moment. The one that always came up when he took things too far and hurt her feelings. Sigh. He'd learn in the coming months when to anticipate these moments and how to divert away from them. Where he was at the moment, however, all he knew how to do was be very quiet and just go take a seat. Dinner wasn't much longer anyway. It didn't say much. When it was over, Steph wanted to do the dishes right at that moment and refused his offers at helping. Be easier if I do it alone, was her reasoning, but that was true. That was true about literally everything in the world. You didn't do things as a couple because it made it easier. You would do it just to be a couple. And oh God, was she rubbing off on him. Yuck. It wasn't like Paul minded definitely being a bit pissy at him anyways. It gave him a chance to stop being so damn entertaining. He just was. And relax. He figured he'd do this by folding all the clothes in the laundry room. For Steph and himself too, actually, considering some of them were his, not because he felt bad or anything, just because. He didn't have to do this, fold the clothes. I'm scoping out places for new cameras, he remarked when she joined him in the tiny laundry room. Coming to press a key to his fuzzy cheek, Paul acted indifferent to this as he continued to fold a stir. Don't think the parrot didn't forget that bit. The original thing. You being a good You being a creeper? Being a good boyfriend is more like it. Running surveillance. Uh-huh. Stop hugging on me. Help me fold all this. They were still a bit off, it seemed, but better. He spent a good part of the evening on her couch, watching one of the movies Steph had that didn't look too chickish. Since she refused to watch it with him, he resolved to not rewinding it. That would show her. He fell asleep regardless during the middle of it. When he awoke, it was to the blue glow of the television and a blanket his girlfriend had been kind enough to toss over him across his legs. Flicking off the television, he set off to find said girlfriend, disappointed a bit when he discovered that she was already curled up in bed without him sleeping. Not that this stopped him from falling rather roughly into the bed, just to get her to groan in awaking. Good, you're up. I'm not. Well, get that way. No, she groaned until she was already rolling over, arm reaching out for him in the darkness, looking for his neck. When she found it, her arm curled a bit, wrapping around his neck as she sat on his knees, unzipping his jeans. Don't be that way, baby. 5 minutes. Swear. If that, she muttered as they both fell a bit, her dragging him down as she erected her back against the pillows once more. 4 and you have a deal. 3 and you keep your creeping mothering of a parrot deal to yourself. But I'll name him Polly. Yuck, gross. What? That's what I'm gonna call you now. Steph yawned as they were both trying to work together, wiggling his jeans down a bit. Both too lazy, it seems, for him to just get up and pull them all the way off. Polly. No. How come? Sounds like Polly. That's why I said Polly. No, like, the chick version. What? Polly. He paused. Actually, you know what? That would be the perfect name for a parrot. I think it's even mandatory if you own one. Polly? Steph wasn't getting the connection at all. Babe, are you drunk? Are you? On exhaustion? Same. His jeans only got to his thighs. That was far enough, it seemed, as he began focusing on her panties. So let's hurry this along, huh? Steph hardly lifted her lips to aid in his tugging, but he forgave her considering he, woke her from a dead sleep for all this. Rubbing her nose against his waist, she whispered, "You're wasting your 3 minutes." He said 4. I lied. Snickering sleepily, he nuzzled his head into her neck then. You are, McMahon. Inspiration. You inspire me so much, he muttered, though he wasn't quite sure what they were supposed to mean. If anything, he should inspire her. It was too late in the night, however, to make that argument. Steph, maybe more than 3, but certainly less than 10, and Steph was curled back up, drifting off once more while Paul slunk off to the bathroom to shower off a bit. When he returned, he was much quieter, climbing back into her bed, being careful not to wake the woman as he settled with his back facing hers. It was hardly morning when the phone by Stephanie's bed rang. Paul was just as drowsy as her, but unlike Steph, just shoving his head under her pillow wasn't going to block out the noise. So as she slept through it, he eventually let out a deep yawn and reached over his girlfriend to grab the wireless phone. As when she awoke to a minute or so later, the sound of his muffled voice breaking through the pillow's fluffy barrier. With a moan, Steph shoved the pillow away to find her boyfriend sitting up in bed beside her. Sounds great. Yeah, we'll be over whenever you want. 5? Alright, I'll tell her. Steph only blinked, watching as she hung up the phone. You get personal calls to my home now? Got a problem with it? It's gonna be a regular thing, because in fact, I'm nearly certain it would be a local call. Excuse me. It was for you anyway. Sitting up a bit herself, she asked, "So you talked to someone that called for me? I told you I was gonna keep other men out of this bed." Right, because that's when most people get booty calls, at 6 in the morning. Don't sell yourself short, babe, he shook his head. For you, they show up at 6 in the evening. They show up at 6 in the evening. We're going out to dinner. Oh, you're shoving nasty spaghetti down their throats. And you said that you liked, and it wasn't a man, if you must know. I was pretty sure, but thanks for the confirmation. Don't lean over me. But he did anyway, taking his time replacing the phone back on the base. Steph hit at his chest, but he only fell over her completely then, forcing her to shove him off. Once he did, he grinned rather wryly at her, falling to the bed with a snicker. It was your mom, by the way, he informed her as he rested on his back, willing for her to cuddle up to him. Was it? On the phone? What was? On the phone, dummy. Don't call me dumb. Apparently, he went right along. She's up this early because of your father or something, and I want to know if you were up to go shopping together, which I find extremely cute, Steph. That you get up early some days to go shopping with your mother. And you told her to fuck off. You're with the only true interest right now. Steph was shifting, finally, 2 rests closer to him. It was only once her head was pressing against his side that she asked, "What'd you really tell her?" That I fucked you to death and paw. You be expecting a parrot grandchild? No. New joke for the day. You know the rule. You can't piggyback from one day to the next. It was true. Kept things from getting stale. You always expect me to grumble to come up with these new things for the day. You're funnier than me. Duh! I mean, have you ever been with a guy that wasn't? Shut up. Because he had to be like the most unfunny person in the world. Being mean this morning. Get used to it. No. She nuzzled her head into his side. It's the burrow under him. As he glowered down at her, though, she only asked, "And you're telling me you don't get up early to go shopping with your mother? When I was 5, yeah, probably. It's different for me. Huh? Just is. And how often are you out about it at 6 in the morning and stuff? Stop being jealous. Then when her lips ghosting over his side, she whispered, "Oh, my mother of all people. Just want you in the house at all times." Starting to show those abusive traits, Hemsley. No, he hummed, making a face down there. Just the parrot cam can record you at all times. I said we were off then, and a hunter isn't abusive. You're just annoying as fuck. If anything, you annoy him. I'm really gonna annoy you when we get this little bird, little Polly. Hate that name. We gone over that too. A slight grin played at his lips. Paul said, "Now don't get me wrong, Seth. I'm gonna have a ton of kids by tons of women." Was that pearl to both, or are you just tired? But not right now, he said, moving right along. Sure, one day I'll probably have what's the going rate for rest of 6 days on Love Charles? Isn't it Love Children? But up before I finish my very important duties, which would be his smile was bigger than obviously you. I'm a duty, a big one. I'm too tired to argue, she sighed, with how dumb you are. Oh, so I can't call you dumb, but you can call me whatever I want. Paul considered forgiving it. Sounds about right. You were sweet, though, with that kid yesterday. His eyes had been slipping closed as he planned to doze a bit more, but that got him to glance on her. What kid? The one at the restaurant, babe. That was marketing. Oh, whatever. It is, he even nodded. Definitely. I just thought it was nice that you were so concerned with making sure that he knew that you knew that he knew who you were. Oh, Samurai Jack flashbacks. Too easy. It's too early for riddles. Well, that was basic listening comprehension, but you knew that, I knew that, you knew that, I knew that, I knew that I knew you were gonna, that you were gonna look for the sword, so I buried them all over the place. Curse you, Samurai Jack! Go back to sleep. Praise me and how you want me to put a baby into you as soon as possible. I never said that at all. So, in the morning, he finished, I slipping straight again. The real morning. When is that? 8 sharp. So less than 2 hours from now? Exactly. Stephanie, once awake, always had a hard time drifting off again, especially when she wasn't alone in bed anyway. But did see it as a good chance to snuggle up to her boyfriend, especially when he didn't shove her off for doing so. For a few minutes, everything was still as Steph laid with her head over his stomach, and Paul just about fell back to sleep. He would have been, in fact, fast asleep had Stephanie not suddenly raised up. Wait, she asked in quite the demanding tone, pressing a hand into his chest as Paul groaned, peeking an eye open. The sun had hardly risen yet, and the sky, while getting lighter, wasn't bright yet. Perfect time for some more sleep, he felt, especially on a free day. Such a rare, perfect, and Steph-sped free day. What? He asked, trying hard not to sound annoyed. I'm trying to. What did you plan with my mother? What, Steph? Go to. I heard you before you hung up. Oh, that, he moaned a bit, annoying that when he woke, that he ever woken up to be her up to begin with. Just dinner tonight, that's all. Dinner? Your parents' place. What? Steph sat back, away from him. Really? I told her that we wanted to, and she said she'd have to call back to see if Vince will be around. But even if not, we could come over at 5. You're not joking. That'd be funny. God, Steph, you really are a lot less hilarious than me. I thought you didn't want to go. I figured I have to drag you over there. Just kidding about that. So you don't even understand jokes either? Slowly, she fell back down to rest on his chest once more. Paul's arms had been folded beneath his head, but one came down then to rest over her gently. You go eat dinner with my parents, he said, to which she shrugged. But I want to, though. And I want to do this. Running his head up and down her arm, he added, I don't hate your parents. They just hate me sometimes. You're obnoxious. You're going to make a fortune off tapes of you running around next to nothing. Then he paused. Or literally just nothing. Daddy already got you beat at that one. This time, it was a genuine laugh. As blinking down at her, he said, the way you said that sounded so nasty. It's kind of nasty when you think about it. Your whole family dynamic is nasty. It's not. So, other hand falling from behind his head as well, he patted his chest, right before where her face was resting. That's why you're with me, so I can provide you a better life. Right, with the money you make capitalizing off my father's apparent nasty company. I didn't say the plan was perfect. Is it even the plan at all? He was staring up at the ceiling then, the feeling her eyes on him rather heavy. Slowly, Paul told her, I like being with you. A lot. I plan to be. Same. Until, something better comes along. And he bit his tongue because he was nearly certain this was going to end poorly, as their teasing had the night before. For some reason, however, he seemed to have met her just at the cusp as she said, right, for me. Paul's mouth fell open in play as she giggled some more, hiding her face in his chest, dropping his arm around her. He asked, You're saying I'm not your perfect man, babe? Huh? Well, she said slowly, lifting her head, grin up at him. You could be a bit more fit. Excuse me? No, Paul. No, he wasn't very gentle about it either, as he shoved her off and moved to pin her down on the bed. Sif's complaint intermingled with her laughter at the... I'm the pit now, crud. Crud accidentally went too far. The pinnacle of fitness, babe. You name me another guy down in that damn company that has pectorals as impeccable as mine. Trumps that are noticeable, but not that overbearing. Gross, I'm not waiting for literally any other guy in the company. Liar, I'm not. Better not be. Oh, crud. He dropped his head down to her neck, where his words got then not muffled. You can wait on some other lame loser outside the company, but I better be your number one in it. You hear me? Of course, babe. One of her hands slipped out from where he was holding it and down, though it only moved up to tingle in his hair. None of them comes close to you. How it should be. Besides, I think I get written out of the inheritance if I pulled this again with another guy. We can't have that. Well, I can't. But considering that in that situation, you wouldn't even be... Why do I keep burping? Sorry. Lifting his head from her neck, Paul moved to rest his forehead against the woman's, their eyes meeting easily. Softly, he asked, I'm not crushing it, am I, babe? A little, then with a grin she added, but I kind of like it. That's my girl. She bowed her head a bit so that she could kiss at his jaw before whispering, thank you, Paul. For talking to my mother, for planning, I guess to go over there. Short of you asking for a kidney, babe, I'll do it for you. Wait, why can't I have a kidney? Are you kidding? You have a Parrots kidney. Paul, I'm not budging on this when she tried to shove him off, yes, or on you. With new goals in mind, for Paul to survive dinner and for Steph to get him to admit that she have at least, like, half a kidney, neither could wait to start today, which then explains why they both dozed back off until 8:30. Sharp. Not soon after that, but it had been a busy day the one before had. And even if the bed wasn't officially his yet, when Paul finally did up to get ready for the day, he had to admit, it had to have been a pretty comfortable night's sleep. Not that the one beside him didn't help, but hey! Okay, so that's Parrots and Schemes. I liked it. It had a lot of funny wordplay. I like the fact that it wasn't taking itself too seriously, just in the fact, well, it's Triple H and Stephanie Man. I saw a couple errors, but nothing too bad. So I wouldn't call it bad. And the whole idea, it kind of drifted off from the parrot to the point, and then back onto joking as like, I think the synopsis should have been written better. But outside of that, I can't complain about it. So I guess that's my story. If you have an opinion, please leave it in the comments. As always, link to the story will be in the description. Please like, subscribe, uh, thumbs up the video, spread the word around. I just remembered I want to end this with like letting you know I have a Twitter account. I had a Twitter account for a couple of years, but now I just realized, oh, you should like follow me on Twitter. Despite the fact I'm barely ever going to use it, so it's not really worth it. So I am Dark Symphony 777, and that is all. And cut.